Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Friday, January 22nd, 2021. And today is the day that's guided by the solar plexus chakra and by abundance. And the signature of today is the blue cosmic storm energy. Excuse me. It is also a galactic activation portal today. And if you guys watched the video yesterday, I've been feeling this energy yesterday, which, as somebody pointed out, was, what was it? I'd have to read the comment to remember exactly, but something like the 21st day of the 21st year. And it went on and on and on, the 21st century. So a lot of 21s yesterday on the 21st, which is big energy. And we've been following the twos, the ones, and the zeros, and the recoding of our reality that we've been seeing moving forward as events happen on these significant days with these significant numbers. So yeah, I've been feeling this energy. It's really officially, according to the galactic calendar, a galactic activation portal today. And so we want to really care for ourselves on these days as our bodies are integrating these energies. We may need more rest. We may need more sleep. Just pay attention to what your body is asking you. That's what I'm getting ready to do as soon as I'm finished with this video, is crawl back into bed, because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, a little bit drained today as well. And so it's really about listening to our bodies, what it is that they're asking of us, what it is that they're communicating to us, because they're just communicating to us what they need. And the more we can learn to tune into them and tap into them and listen to them, the healthier we'll be, the better our experience, the richer our experience of life will be, and the more connected we will be to our own selves. So with that being said, the blue storm energy, and you guys may remember this energy. If you haven't checked out the blue lunar storm video, it's under portals and gateways. I believe that's the title of the playlist that I have the blue lunar storm video under. This galactic year that started on the 26th of July is the blue lunar storm year. And so that's the overriding energy for the year until July 26th of this coming year that we've been in. It's also my personal galactic signature, so I am all about the blue storm energy. If you guys want to find out what your own galactic signature is, you can find out, because as we do these readings with these different days and these signatures, the day that you were born on had a signature just like this, and that is your galactic signature. So you can go, I linked the websites that you can plug your birth information into on the blue lunar storm video. It's 13 moons, I want to say .com, but I could be wrong. It could be .org or something. I'm pretty sure it's 13moon.com. But if you check out the Blue Lunar Storm video, it's on there. It's really fun to learn about yourself from that perspective. That was also where I learned that the Blue Lunar Storm energy is associated and ruled by Pluto, which made a lot of sense, because I don't have a ton of Pluto in my birth chart, a ton of that energy, but that is definitely the planet that I identify with. And that's any of you who watch my videos and have been watching them for a while know I'm all about that Plutonic energy. And so that made a lot of sense. It can help you learn more about you and really get another perspective besides your astrology of your energy coming into this world and what it is that you're here to do. So I highly, highly recommend checking out that video to get more information on the Blue Lunar Storm year, and going to that link and checking out and finding your own personal galactic signature. But this blue storm energy is all about catalyzing self-generation and energy. It's about moving into the eye of the storm, where we can then command that energy. We're in that calm center. It's all about learning to command energy, learning to work with energy, learning to be that catalyzing force of transformation in your own life and in the lives of others in the world. It's that energy that very much can be summed up by the be the change you want to see in the world kind of energy. And when we have this cosmic tone underriding everything, this is really, that cosmic tone is about presence and transcendence, and the complete transcendence of linear time, the moving from third dimensional into fourth dimensional reality. It's a very powerful, that 13th tone of creation is very powerful. And so when we couple that with the blue storm energy, this energy has magnitude. It is very, very transformative, very powerful. It can be a bit chaotic. It's a bit of that Uranus kind of energy to that Plutonic energy, that Uranus energy. We really want to keep our wits about us, and we want to really harness the power of this storm. We want to get centered in the eye of the storm and command the energy from that point of centeredness, from that point of presence, right? being fully present in the moment is how we have access to every single timeline, every single dimension and reality, because the only moment that truly exists is the one that we're in. And so we have access to everything from this moment when we are able to center in this moment. And so it really teaches us about that. That's where that stillness, that's how we find the stillness in the center of the storm, by being fully present within ourselves, really examining, understanding our own energies, understanding the power of our thoughts and our words, the different ways that we command our energy, the different ways that we send our energy out in the world, and then really harnessing the power of that and focusing it with intent. And the intent for us right now is transcending our own limitations, transcending our own identification of ourselves, transcending any aspects of our reality that are no longer resonating for us, that are ready to be transcended. And so that's what we're looking at today. That's what we're working with. The affirmation for today is, I endure in order to catalyze transcending energy. I seal the matrix of self-generation with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of abundance. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. And the astrology today, we have a lot of very similar astrology to yesterday. And so if you want an in-depth explanation of that, where we talk about the Sun conjunct Saturn and Jupiter, we talk about the squaring, the Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter being squared by Mars and Uranus, and all of that fun stuff. Check out the video for yesterday. I go into that a lot more. But it is this sense of responsibility that we are still feeling with this Sun conjunct Saturn energy. It is this sense of our responsibility not only to ourselves, but to the entire collective, because we have this energy in the sign of Aquarius. And this need with this Mars and Uranus energy to really expand and evolve beyond, to really take action. But it's like tempering that action with that sense of responsibility, with that sense of integrity, our own inner integrity, right? That's what we've been finding, not the morals and ideals that others have taught us, but what we find true for ourselves, what has meaning for us. We've defined our own sense of morality, and then when we act upon that sense of morality, that's how we develop integrity. That's how we move with integrity, when our thoughts, our actions, and our words are all aligned with our truth. And so that's a heavy energy that we have coming through right now. We have that energy of Mars and Uranus in general, which is really pumping that intensity out there, and it matches up very well with the blue storm energy, that energy of self-generation, of like, am I going to get caught up in the chaos, or am I going to harness the power of that and use it in order to transform and transcend, and in order to catalyze the change that I want to see. We're being asked to step into our power with this blue storm energy, with this Mars and Uranus energy. It's like, I am not going to be tossed about by the sea of life. I am not going to sit and wait for outer events to transform me. I am going to be the event that transforms me. That's that kind of energy. We also have a really beautiful bisextile going on with the Moon, Neptune, and Venus. The Moon's still in Taurus. It will be moving into Gemini later this evening, but still in the sign of Taurus currently. And of course, that beautiful Neptune and Pisces energy, and that Venus moving through those final degree. Well, no, she's still about midway, a little more than midway through Capricorn right now. Apologies there. But yeah, so a bisextile is we have a couple sextiles, and we have a trine. So these are very positive, harmonious, beneficial energies, very stimulating energies. Today can be a very creatively stimulating day, especially with that blue storm energy. It's like, be dynamically creative today. That's one way to really tap into and utilize this energy in a positive, transformative way. We may be feeling romantic. We may be feeling like that kind of idealistic in the middle of all of this intensity. Also that softer, more idealistic, more romanticized kind of energy as well. So really act out on that if you can. I'm feeling that beauty energy coming through too, that energy of like making life art. And so that, I believe that's the yellow human energy that I'm feeling. But yeah, I mean, find that way to make your life art today and make it really transformative art. Really incorporate that into things and see where that takes you. Utilize that really catalytic energy and find a creative outlet for that today would be sort of the guidance as far as that goes. And then just being with the people you love, being in harmony with the people we love, really finding that refuge or that port in the storm, so to speak. And so we're going to pull a couple Starseed Oracle cards. clear. What guidance do we have from the Starseed Oracle for today? Okay. So we have Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. We also have Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Ooh, I like that. I don't know if we've ever gotten that one before. And then we have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. And so this, I'm feeling, it's us feeling safe and protected within ourselves. It's really finding that safety and that protection and that strength within ourselves. And I've been talking about this lately with people. This whole idea, as we all, including myself, are going through this transformative process. I think a lot of people that I'm working with, as I said, me in my own personal life, of really learning how to open up, learning how to trust, really learning how to open that heart center, right, and become vulnerable. And so the thing that came to me that I share a lot is that when we feel confident that we are able to hold our hearts, that we are able to care for our hearts, nurture our own hearts, love our own hearts, protect our own hearts, we actually don't feel the need to put up those walls anymore, because we know that our heart's already safe with us. And it doesn't matter what anybody else does, because we are the keepers of our own hearts and our own energy. And so it's really that process of learning to trust ourselves, learning that we are safe and protected because we are able to step up and take on that task of protecting ourselves, but not in a way that's defensive. That's the difference. It's like we protect ourselves by nurturing ourselves, by loving ourselves, by honoring ourselves, by standing and moving in that integrity, like we were talking about, right? And so in this way, we're actually able to trust others more because we trust ourselves. A lot of times, we don't necessarily trust ourselves. We don't trust our judgment, so we're afraid to trust other people because we're not sure if we can or not. We're not sure if we're able to make those kind of calls, right? We don't trust spirit, so we don't feel supported. We don't trust our ability to really move forward in the world in a decisive way. And so that really brings up a lot of fear, and that keeps us living in a state of fear. So it's really about that process of learning how to trust and be protected by ourselves, and also like learning how to trust our own intuition, right? The beauty of the universe, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. And so it's really coming back to this understanding of that and seeing potential, right? It's like when we realize that all of this stuff that we may have been seeking at one point or another in the outer actually exists within us, we don't have to keep seeking anymore. And we begin to see our true potential when we recognize that infinite source within us, right? The light within me recognizes the light within you. But it's like, in this case, it's like the light within me recognizes the light within me. And as I begin to recognize that, first of all, that does help me to recognize the light within you when I can recognize it within me, right? And vice versa. But it just really helps us to open up. It's like, I feel like people right now are really beginning to open up to their full potential. And another aspect of why this is happening is because we are bringing that unconsciousness to light. We have been looking at that shadow, right? We had that Sun conjunct Pluto energy with that new moon, which made it extremely potent and powerful. We've been doing a lot of work digging into that subconscious, bringing those aspects of ourselves to light. And this is helping us to see our full potential as well. It's helping us to embrace the fullness of who we are. And to embrace that divine intelligence that lies inside of us. And as we do this helps us to trust ourselves more. This helps us to step into this energy, to feel more empowered, to feel more protected. So it all sort of plays on each other, but it's just this beautiful energy of us today really coming into the potential of who we are. And I feel like there may be challenging circumstances for some people that are going to sort of be catalysts for this remembrance today, for bringing this unconsciousness to light, for showing us our true potential, maybe in the ways that we react to the situations around us today, or should I say respond rather, right? Because we don't react anymore, we respond. How we respond to the situations around us, how the situations that unfold around us show us our growth, show us how far we've come, which then helps to show us more of our potential. It's like something is revealed to us. A deeper layer of that is revealed to us today, which is really beautiful. And then we have called, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So really being called into that next phase of our evolution as we begin to recognize our potential, as we begin to connect with our inner guidance, as we begin to trust ourselves more. We begin to be led and called towards like what our purpose is. How do we share that? How do we live that? What do we do with that? What do we do with all of this unstoppable energy? This is reminding me of a quote that I really love, and it says, what would you do if you believed that you could not fail? And so that's kind of the energy that we're leading up to right now as we're recognizing our potential, as we're tapping in with our own divine intelligence, right? As we are beginning to trust ourselves more, to step more fully into our power, and to also know that not only are we trusting ourselves more, but we're trusting our spiritual team more as well, which is really helping to empower us. And so it's like now we're being more confident. We're becoming more confident to step up in whatever area of our lives we're being called to step up right now. And we're also, I mean, this has been a process. This has all been a training process when it says soul gifts and training, right? And so it's like we're reaching the next phase of our training right now. And remember, we've been training for this for lifetimes, right? Not just this one lifetime. And then we have Breath of the Cosmos, which is another one I don't think I've gotten before. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Okay, yes. Yeah. So this is all about also understanding, what I'm feeling from this today is understanding the difference between divine will and our will. And we begin to see these two aspects unifying as we become more and more deeply merged with our souls, right? But it's this process of understanding once again, that act of divine surrender. That what is divine surrender? How do we surrender? How do we take action and surrender at the same time, right? It's by taking the steps that we're guided to take, by leaving the rest up to the universe, allowing source, allowing our guides, allowing the forces that be, right, to coalesce and to bring into our reality the situations, the opportunities that are meant for us, but also taking those steps along the way as we work in concert with the universe. So it's really learning when to surrender and when to stand our ground. That's a big theme coming through right now. As we have all of this empowering energy, all of this activating energy, we really want to step up and we really want to take action. But it's like, what action is necessary? When is action necessary? When is inaction necessary? When am I forcing my will on a situation? And when am I surrendering and enacting divine will? That's the difference between enforcing my will and enacting divine will, or allowing divine will to unfold. And just understanding that if there's anywhere where we are seeking to control, we can see where we're seeking to control, where it is that we are micromanaging. Where are we trying to control every single little detail and figure out how every single thing's going to play out and make sure that everything happens a specific way because we have a specific course or trajectory that we think is the only right way. That's our will. Right? And so we want to really be careful about that. And anywhere where we are kind of in this space of micromanaging, we're being asked to release that. Spirit's saying, like, it's not necessary. It is not necessary. It may not even be necessarily that it's going to screw anything up. It might not. It's just like, it's tiring you out. So stop it. Spirit is saying, like, stop, take a rest. Let me take it from here. Know and understand the difference between what I can do and what you can do. And like where it's like, it's almost like know your role, but not in a demeaning way. Just like, you don't have to be doing all of this. This is like, assign some of these tasks to your helpers too, and trust and ask them for the highest possible outcome and for the most fortuitous outcome, and just trust that they know what's going to get you there. It's sort of like, we feel like once we're being called to step up and we're stepping into our empowerment, we feel like we know exactly how things are supposed to go down. And when things don't go according to plan, we want to stop and start micromanaging it because we think we're missing out on something or something's going wrong. And so Spirit's saying nothing is going wrong. Just relax. Just relax. I've got you, basically. And then we have the blue flame coming out, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So it is that awakening, and I'm feeling that spontaneous awakening for people today as that remembrance of who they are coming through, like that really connecting with the self, connecting with our potential, whatever was in the subconscious that for some people may very much be coming to light today, and really like liberating them and setting them free. And so whatever it is that may be showing up in your reality today, just know that you are protected and trust in that. Trust in the process that you're going through right now. Trust in the epiphanies and the realizations that may be coming through today. Yeah, just trust in that. Any final cards here? Any final cards here? Whatever your internal guidance is telling you today, trust it. And then we have the golden age, or the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. And so this is an embracing, it's like the way that we step into this next level, right? This activation, this next phase of our training, right? Is by embracing and healing both our inner child and by embracing and healing the shadow aspects. And a lot of times those two are very interrelated, right? When aspects of our inner child are disowned or splintered away, they often become part of our shadow essence. And so it's a lot of it really plays in and ties in together. It's like reclaiming our innocence. That's a huge thing right now. Reclaiming our divinity, reclaiming our innocence, reclaiming our light, and understanding. It's like, I feel like there's quite a few people who have really been hard on themselves or have not seen their light because they've been too consumed. It's like doing a lot of shadow work and getting consumed by their darkness, or thinking that darkness is almost all that they are, or that there's so much darkness there that there can't possibly be light. But one thing that I've learned is that the amount of darkness that we are able to embody and experience is relative to the amount of light that we're able to embody and experience. And so if you've experienced a lot of darkness, if you've seen a lot of darkness within yourself, you have that equal amount of light within you. And so it's really understanding that and owning that and loving these aspects of you, but like allowing yourself to really regain that. It's sort of like some people, that may be the epiphany coming through, which is really beautiful, is just, wow, I'm really not as bad as I thought I was. Wow, there's a lot of beauty within me. There's a lot of divinity within me. I am divine. And that is a beautiful, beautiful realization to have. And it's like a restoration to innocence that comes, the restorations to that purity of who we are as souls coming through. And part of that could also have to do with, this is all about density, addictions, coping mechanisms. It could be through understanding and seeing some of that. Seeing some of that for what it really is, letting go of some of that stuff. It's like, I feel as though some people are, they've been sort of fighting and in this battle with different types of addictions and codependencies and densities and these coping mechanisms, all of these different things, sort of in different cycles of releasing that. And it's like a deeper cycle of release around that people may be experiencing today, which is part of that activation, which is part of that leveling up, right? It's part of that. And that's part of what these, for some people, it's the micromanaging, the need to control, all the different ways that we try to control things, right? And this doesn't even have to be an outer thing. A coping mechanism that I've been working through for a really long time, I'm constantly working through, is the way that I sort of turn off my emotions. And so it's a natural thing. It's a natural thing that I've learned to do, right? It's also, I mean, being a Virgo moon, it's also kind of in my astrology, right? But that's a coping mechanism. That's a coping mechanism. There's so many different things that are ways that we cope. And as we release and let go of these on a deeper and deeper level, it is a little bit scary at first. It is kind of like in this picture, it looks like they're just free falling, right? But then there's an incredible sense of empowerment that comes after it and an incredible sense of freedom. So I'm seeing some people really getting some understandings around that, and that really helping to, and understanding that it's like this darkness piece again, right? Seeing ourselves in a certain light, seeing ourselves as our addictions, as our coping mechanisms, as our density, and realizing that that's not what we were at all, right? that is not who we are. We are light. We are divinity. We are these beautiful, innocent, pure, radiant beings. And really like getting a glimpse at what's underneath all of that other stuff, like a deeper level of what's underneath that today. So that's really beautiful. I like that energy for us. And if you guys want assistance with that, if that is something that you're struggling with, please reach out to me. I do a lot of different things that can help with that. The Belvaspata healings especially. So yes, please. My email is in the description box below. And then we have Lost Lands. Ooh, I've never seen this card before. This is cool. It says, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. And then we have the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. And so with this Lost Lands energy, this is like today people may also be having like spontaneous recall of soul memories, soul gifts coming back to them as we move through, release this next level of density, come back into the innocence of who we are, right? Remember our divinity, really connect in with ourselves, see our potential. Then that potential just blossoms. And some of these soul gifts are returned to us. Some of these memories are returned to us. We see that we never actually lost them or forgot them. It's just like they were blocked by that density. So as that's releasing, more of that is coming back. So that's really, really cool. I'm loving that. And then it's just, once again, wherever, if you have some of these lower vibration energies may be rising up as they are releasing, as we are moving through those today, especially with this Mars-Uranus energy. True Black Moon, I think, is also conjunct Mars and Uranus today, so that's super intense. Super intense. It's all about allowing those to release, realizing that those don't need to live in you anymore, letting those go and softening those with love. It's everything. Soften it with love. That is the key. Bringing love. Bring love into any situation, into anything that you are going through. It is the universal healing balm that soothes the soul. It is what the soul is, right? That's what we are. And so love can absolutely cure all ills. It sounds really corny, but it's really, really true. So just try it today with anything that you are experiencing, whether it's an internal journey, things that are being revealed to you, external situations. Soften those situations, soften that perspective with love. Be loving and compassionate to yourself and to everybody else today, and see how it transforms situations. And yeah, I don't know. This is potent energy, you guys. Super potent energy. And then in the bottom of the deck, we have Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. This is all a learning process, right? This isn't necessarily what comes naturally to us. We come here and we're totally out of our element. We take on all of this density. We take on all of these coping mechanisms, all of these addictions, all of this energy that is not us. And then we get to shed it and we get to release it and we get to remember who we really are. And it is this journey, this being human thing is not for the faint of heart. And so anyone who's watching this right now who is stuck through this process, especially in the throes of this rebirthing process, this evolution, this soul training, like, congratulations to you. I honor you and the journey that you are on, because it is, like we said, it is not for the faint of heart. But we've got this. We're doing this. It's beautiful. Like I said, if you want assistance with this, please reach out to me. If you like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe. All of those things really help the channel, help the messages get out to more people. I also just love hearing from you guys with your comments, all of your comments, for those of you who watched my video yesterday, talking more about my personal journey. I really appreciate all of the very lovely things that you guys had to say. I will be doing more of those videos in the future, and I'm definitely looking into and paying attention to everything that you guys are wanting to hear more about. I am by no means an expert when it comes to the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and all of that. Like, they kind of come through, but I don't do. What I found is that I'm meant to be focusing on what's going on here right now. A lot of people, we focus on that stuff. They are beautiful messengers and guides, and many of us are them, right? We are them incarnated here. We spent lifetimes on those planets, in those dimensions. That's what we mean by star seeds, right? And so, of course, it's natural to be curious about that. But I try not to get too curious, and I try to spend to spend more time anchored in this reality. So I'm not, certainly not an expert, but I can definitely look into some ways that we can incorporate some of those energies and maybe just learn a little bit more about those together, which I think would be really fun. You guys keep me on my toes. You keep me learning. You keep me growing. I love it. That's why I appreciate you so very, very much. We're just going to keep going and having fun with this and trying different things. And so keep the requests and stuff coming. And yeah, let me know how you're doing. Drop those comments below. All of these housekeeping notes here. There are links down below to donate as well. And like I said, my email. So reach out to me if you feel so moved to. I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, what is today? Friday.